Faith-Dipped Chocolate. Chapter 4, The Day Trip. In my part of the country, any precipitation falling a few days before Christmas is supposed to be snow. But this December 20, as my husband's chipper voice called to me from down the hall, a bleak, rainy sky mocked my new snowflake-strewn sweater. "You almost ready?" he asked. "Yeah, I'm coming," I called back, quickly fastening a pair of silver snowflakes to my ears in defiance of the weather. "Wish this were snow," I grumbled as I stepped out our front door. Sorry, my nose really itches. "Cheer up. I think the rain is supposed to clear up soon." Are the umbrellas in the car? Just in case." My husband's reluctance to remove the hint of cheer he'd seen flicker across my face was obvious. I simply nodded. Months before, I had envisioned a wonderful, crisp winter day for this outing. I had imagined we would spend the afternoon shopping in quaint shops and top off the evening with an elegant theater production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Perhaps a few snowflakes would fall just as the moon rose into the starlit night. This fanciful image had so inspired me that when my son's school offered tickets to this event, I purchased enough for our whole family. What I'd failed to anticipate was the possibility of unseasonable weather. As we stepped off the tour bus, I put on a brave face and held my umbrella ready. "Look, the rain stopped," my husband encouraged, disregarding the fine mist that still hung in the air. "Almost," I mumbled and opened my protection in protest. "Come on, you don't need that." He took the umbrella out of my hand and closed it. Unable to suck him into my puddle of disappointments, I turned to my son and his girlfriend. After we agreed to meet for dinner before the Christmas show, they headed down the street, oblivious to both the unusually warm weather and my displeasure with it. My husband and I ventured in the opposite direction, where we browsed the festive shop windows and strolled the streets decked in holiday finery. A cute chocolate bouquet enticed us to its door, and we entered ready to abandon ourselves in its delectable merchandise. Glass shelves sparkled with red and gold Christmas balls interspersed with splatters of delicious chocolates. Each selection I made seemed better than the last, and the small bag I finally clutched at the store's checkout crinkled joyfully to echo my pleasure. As we left the sweet smell of the shop, I was delighted to note that the air was now crisp and the sky was filled with stars. There wasn't so much as a hint of rain. My spirits rose with the falling temperature. We continued to shop, forgetting the umbrellas we'd crammed into our overstuffed shopping bags. By the time we arrived for dinner, the twinkle of the Christmas lights adorning the restaurant window matched the twinkle in my eyes. Our plans hadn't changed, but our environment certainly seemed sweeter. As my husband and I sipped our white chocolate cappuccinos, I felt ashamed. Circumstances shouldn't affect how a Christian reacts to God's world. Our loving Father blesses those who believe in Him and those who don't, and the world's sin touches righteous people as well as unrighteous. Who was I to think He should order the weather to suit my taste? The corners of my mouth turned up as I watched my husband sip his gourmet coffee. As usual, our circumstances hadn't flustered my ever-optimistic husband. "I think we might even get some snow." He smiled back encouragingly. "I think you might just be right," I replied. No longer bound by the weather, I allowed my smile to fill my soul as well as my face. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. A fun fact. Hershey's slogan is, "Put a smile on your face, make the world a better place." That ends chapter 4.